Hi, I'm Cash. Welcome to Cash Talks Football, where I break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. Today we're talking about Brentford against Wolves. I use my vast coaching experience to give you some sort of insight. Maybe you want to become a better coach or a player yourself, or just trying to use some of the tips and tricks that these players do right and wrong to make yourself a better player. Okay, so today we're going to focus on this goal, not today. Today's a long day. Right, we're going to look at, this is our little match up here. This is our little goal scorer for the first goal. This little man. Don't ask me how I zoomed in. I've got no idea. And watch again that this guy doesn't go with his runner. He gets a complete and utter free header because his run is not tracked by his the player marking him. Let's watch as we move this forward. As we go, right. You see, there they are together, quite close. Everyone else is jostling for position in the box, waiting for this cross to come in. This guy's starting his run. As he starts his run, look, the guy starts to go with him, and then he lets him go. The ball hasn't, actually gone into flight yet, but this defender here from Brentford doesn't follow his man at all. Gets just underneath it. So it's not really underneath it. It's kind of like he stops when these other people get in front of him instead of fighting and going alongside with this guy here. So then what ends up happening? He gets a free header and taps it into the goal. Simple. Just because he doesn't go with his runner. Now, does it mean he's going to win the header and stop the goal? Maybe not, but at least he's going to challenge for it. At least challenge for it. At least try to make it difficult for the man. He's just had a free run from the 18-yard box all the way to the 6-yard box and tapped the ball in the goal. I mean, that's pretty poor, to be fair. And the guy was close enough and good enough to, to try to stop it. Let's get on to the next goal. Okay, this is straight from kickoff. This is one of these reasons you have to have certain plans so your players know what they're doing straight from kickoff. It's very rare that straight from kickoff you concede another goal, but don't worry, Brentford do it. So let's look at how they managed to mess this up. As the ball comes in here, Bosch. So he's got plenty of options. He can go straight back into here. He can go here. He can go here. He can do anything he wants. What does he do? He plays it here. Okay, great. It's not a bad option. You see more and more teams in the Premier League making mistakes passing out of the back or try anything to do with passing the ball along the back. A lot of it is because they don't really have. Again, I call it just hipster football. And years ago, I think 2004, 5-ish, coaches used to do a lot of this rubbish and get caught out all the time because they realised they didn't have the players to do it. They're trying to develop their team to doing something that they're not capable of doing. And if they haven't been sort of grown up, groomed through the academy to do these things, they can't do it when they're older. It's too much of a mindset switch from protecting the ball. What do we mean by that? Getting rid of it down the field as quickly as possible to try to keep possession. And it's very difficult. And when we say we get rid of the ball, we don't mean we're just smashing it up the field to nobody. There is a purpose of what you're trying to do, but you're trying to play it forward. Because this guy here, watch what he does with his pass. As it comes into him, he looks. He's got a clear pass in there. What he's got to do, though, is pass it really tightly. Good pass. Or out here. Two perfect options, okay? He chooses neither of those. He turns it a little bit and then plays... Oh, we've got to stop it there because we'll get done by the old copyright gods. And he just plays a blind pass back. He's put himself in all sorts of trouble for no reason. And this is what I'm talking about with centre-backs that aren't really good at passing the ball out of the back and don't really know how to take up the opportunities that they need to. We can see, before he makes that little turn, he's got two clear, solid options. This should have been the option straight into his feet. This guy's on the half turn. What do we mean by the half turn? His shoulders are flat with the line, so he has got all of this space in front of him. When the ball comes in, he can go here, he can go here, he can do whatever he wants. Really good positioning from this guy, and he doesn't spot that, and he doesn't use him. It's terrible, absolutely terrible. He ends up playing a blind, no-look pass with this guy running onto the ball. It's shocking. I mean, I can't imagine any team I've ever coached being this bad or making the decision that bad, ever. Yeah, I don't even know how to comment on it because it's just that bad. Like, I'm telling you, I've coached all the way down to like bloody under 8s, and they would never dare do something like that. It just wouldn't happen. But yet this guy's in the Premier League and he manages to do it. Not only does he do it, the weight of the pass is so poor, there's no chance of getting to the keeper anyway. So this guy you can just run in. Look how slow that is. You can just run in, nip in, off he goes, beats him there, goes around him, and now it's 2-0. That's the game over. Just because he's passed the ball wrong, they've conceded a goal straight from kickoff, they've conceded another goal, and now the game is over. A couple of calamity of errors, but overall, this isn't a bad goal that they scored here. because there's not really much defensively you can do to do it, and that's what I like. I like it when someone scores a goal and you're like, oh, you know what? That's not bad, that. So, first off, there is a defensive mistake here. This guy comes in and he just smashes the ball like this. Just have a little watch what he does. He just smashes the ball up in the air. Now, I'm not averse to that. Sometimes that's all you can do. Have a touch and smash it up in the air. But then the key is you've got to win the next ball. The next ball that comes down when with snow on it, you have to challenge for it. If you don't, then all of a sudden your alley-oop smash up in the air is a bad play. So as the ball's coming down, this is where the challenges happen. You can see the ball coming down here. The ball, boof, bit of a challenge, and no real winner there on that second ball. You can say the Brentford guy does, but honestly, the Wolves guy takes his eye off the ball as he's jumping up for it. He's just really trying to challenge. Sometimes that's all you can do. Sometimes you can't. You can't challenge the ball because the other guy's a bit stronger and he's already got a standing where the ball's going to land, and you're just trying to make his life awkward, which is kind of what he's doing there. But then the little dink ball back into the box is quality. But this is what I'm talking about, a little good goal here. Now, if you ever play those silly little games where I can't stand them, to be honest. Ugh, I hate them in training. When you're knocking the ball over the little, like a little volleyball goal, and you're doing that, these are the reasons why. A little head in and a little dink around the corner to this player on the run. There's not much you can do here. Like, you couldn't stop you could have stopped the header into his little side foot dink over, but you couldn't do that because there was no one close enough. And it's just a creative goal. He's dinked it in to the first guy. Whapa, and he's going to dink it over. Whapa, and the second guy, and he's going to whapa into the goal. And if you don't use sound effects, what are you doing with your life? So he does it, bosh, and then he gets it into the net box. Unfortunately, it's 2-1. Puts him back into it a little bit, and it's a decent little goal. It's a creative goal. Let's get on to the next one and see what we can find. Okay, I think this is the same defender that made the mistake for the goal from the kickoff. Could be. Look, he's in the same positional shape anyway. And he's whacked the ball down the field. But, again, this is what I call bad defending. Now, one of the main things you have to focus on when you're defending is what happens when we lose the ball. So immediately when you kick the ball away, what happens when we lose the ball? Because right now, you've got a player unmarked, you've got these guys here. What happens if we lose the ball? Are we in trouble? Where's this guy going? Where's this ball travelling? What are we doing? And every couple of seconds, you need to be thinking of that. If we lose the ball, how do we get back into our shape and defend? Because what ends up happening is this ball knocks down the field to absolutely nobody. This is why you don't just knock the ball down the field. And actually, I kind of blame this Brentford player here. And this is what a lot of people don't do, right? They don't actually look at where the target is. The ball's going to this guy here, and he does not challenge this defender for the ball. It's clearly aimed for him, okay? He needs to make the effort to try to challenge and win the ball, and he doesn't. Everyone will blame the defender for knocking the ball forward. Okay, yeah, it's not the best pass in the world. It's not really good, good enough for him to shield it and protect it. But he's got to make some sort of effort. If he doesn't, what ends up happening is the ball gets rammed straight back down your throat, just like this. Bosh, and in it goes. Bounce into the striker, and now he just gets himself an easy goal. That's how quick it can change. Knock, head it back in, easy goal. It's that simple. And here's one of the other problems as well, okay? We're talking about this passing out of the back and blah-de-blah-de-blah. Look how stretched all of this back four is. Yeah, they've just given up possession, and here's the issue. They're all trying to run out wide to play, expansive football, and no one is close enough. No one is sort of tight defensively. So what ends up happening is you get an unmarked man in the 18-yard box with one little pass, we can knock the ball in. There's a time and a reason to go wide and create space to pass the ball around. And unfortunately, a lot of them just don't understand it. Just because they're in the routine of, this is what we do when we get the ball. We all move out and we all get... You've got to know when to do it. If they've got too many players forward, you can't expansively go and try to play. Because the minute you lose that ball on transition, you're going to have more players attacking you than you've got defending. And you can see that right here. They would do. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Wolves players. And there's only going to be 4 Brentford players behind the ball. Not good enough. Here we go. Comes in for the finish. Dosh. Calm as you like. Into the goal. Let's check out the next one. Oh my God, it's the same defender. It's the Johnny Evans of Brentford. That's what it is. This guy. Watch him again. Oh, he's just, yeah. So he's going to pass the ball and he makes a mistake. This is him knocking the ball to his teammate here. You can see that this guy's already anticipated it because he's made it so obvious which way he's passing. And he's jumped on it. Bosh. And away they've gone. He must be kicking himself. Again, look over here to the top right and we can see this is where his easy pass was. He chose not to do that. He chose to go to this hard one, splitting 1-2 players and hoping he had the skill and quality to do that. Not realising that he gave away the other goal from the kick-off and he gave the other goal away from smashing the ball down the field. He thought he'd give it away a third. He was going for a hat-trick of absolutely crap decisions. Oh my God. Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about. Defenders not understanding the difference of playing the easy pass to keep possession or when he can play this ball because the strikers aren't paying attention and you can get away with it. They're not, but this time he was on his toes. He was waiting for it. So you couldn't play that pass. He had no idea what he's doing. So the ball comes in and off he goes. Now he's pointing his arm, classic Premier League, tell somebody else what to do. And you know what everyone's going to, like I say, every video that this happens, we know what's about to happen. Someone's about to score a goal. His teammates coming up. See, again, when he's lost the ball, what I was saying about earlier is the second you lose the ball, you've got to be defensively ready. They're not defensively ready. They can't be. Because he's lost the ball in such a stupid place where he should never be losing it. He's got no hope. He can't recover. His keeper's got no chance. I like this, though. This guy goes through the thought process. You can see it as a striker here. You can actually see what he's thinking. The keeper's coming towards him. He's going, right, okay, because if he takes another touch, this defender is going to get close enough for it to challenge him. You can see that. So he doesn't do it. He takes his little first touch, and then he just knocks it across into the space from where the defenders came. From whence the defender came. One easy thing to do in football is when a player's running towards you, put it in the space behind him. What, Cash? Yeah. If a player runs towards you, put it in the space he's just come from. Now the keeper's out of position, everyone's out of position, and this other would-be guy over here just gets to run onto the ball and kick it into the net box. Off he goes. Bosh, there we go. Good job. Terrible defending. I don't think I've seen something so bad in the Premier League, but we have today, boys and girls, we have today. I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.